Book of Revelation, chapter number 11, that two witnesses, verse 3, witness against him. They prophesy 1,260 days. All you have to do is take that and divide it by 365, and you come out with 3.5. In other words, you come out with about 3.5 years. Although you have to be careful with 365. In the Bible, 360 is prophecy. In other words, a year of prophecy. But anyway, these two witnesses prophesy, speak against this man of sin for 3.5 years. And then the Bible says that he puts them to death. He kills them. He apparently cuts their head off. And their dead bodies lie in the streets of Jerusalem. But something takes place in the 11th chapter of the book of Revelation that's different. You only find it in one other place. If you'll notice, it says over here in Revelation chapter number 11 and verse 12, and they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither. Now note carefully verse 11. After 3 days and a half, the Spirit of life from God entered into them. They stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them. Now they're alive, but they're not alive to be left here. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying to them, come up hither. Well, that's the same thing we hear in Revelation 4, come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them. This is a tribulation rapture. And where it takes place in the tribulation depends upon this 3.5 years and when they confront the Antichrist. Can't nail it down. But a tribulation rapture takes place. And it's not the church that's being raptured. It's believers in the tribulation. Many of them Jewish, many of them Gentile, whatever. But they are raptured up. They're called up like these two witnesses are. And the Lord comes back for them. That's why he talks about in Matthew 24, 5 wise, 5 foolish virgins. Behold, the bridegroom cometh. All right. Now, without getting into a lot of technical stuff about the second coming, I just want you to see that true believers confront the Antichrist. That's obvious from the text. There's no way to doubt that. These two witnesses, you can argue till the Lord comes back about who they are. Moses and Elijah, Enoch and Elijah, Enoch and Moses, so forth and so on. That's not the issue tonight. True believers confront the Antichrist. True believers. There are true believers here when the Antichrist is here. You see, the whole world doesn't fall before him. There will be many who do not, that reject him and refuse to believe his lie. Now, I'm not